Hi to everyone, this is Beaver and Board Games. Some time ago I got very interesting deck building game Duel of Merchants from author Sami Laakso, who will also is a designer of this game. And this handyman shared Duel of Merchants with me, and gorgeous game by art in my opinion, and now I'd like to show it to you. Duel of Merchants is a 2 to 4 player game, and it offers merchants presented in the game by Animal Fox, divided into 6 types, 6 species, each one with its own deck of cards. And as usual in such type of deck building games, player will develop and upgrade own decks, filling them with new cards from the market. But Duel of Merchants, not a game for points. Everything here is much more thinner and much more interesting. And how everything works in this game, let's now find out. At the start of the game, players need to choose decks for the game. There are 6 types of decks. Snoopy Scarlet Macaws, who help to manage the cards in the hand. Dealing Giant Pandas well works with the cards on the market. Northern Raccoons bring to the game direct conflict and can even harm and steal some cards from their opponent's hands. Hoarding Flying Squirrels makes manipulation with the stars with its own little fast paws. Lucky Ocelots brings chaos and luck with a special die, and it makes random and luck come into the game. They even can make you guess the price of the cards. Adapting Veiled Chameleons are not so simple, but they are so cool that can even copy the effect of the other cards. Every card in the game has its own value, the set icon and the possible bonus action icon with this white plus, the name of the card, the picture and the type of the card, the technique passive or the rubbish, and also the effect of the card and the flavor text. In the beginning, players need to choose decks for the game, as many as players in the game plus 1. And after that, every player gets one valued card from each of the chosen decks, and also a number of junk cards, until there will be 10 cards, and this will be a starting deck. Other cards shuffle together and become a market deck, except the remaining 1 valued cards, which put back into the box. Then 5 cards from this deck put on the board and form the market. There are 3 types of the cards in the game: techniques, passive and rubbish, and each has its unique properties in the game. So, as in many deck building board games, players need to shuffle their decks and draw up to 5 cards in the hand, and after that, during their turn, player can perform one of the 4 available actions. For example, to buy 1 card from the market by paying its price. The price consists of the value of the card and the printed value on the market slot. The cards on the hand have value too, which gives as many coins as the number on the card. Though cards from the Animal Fox decks can be used in different ways, but rubbish need only for purchasing. When player purchases on the market, the card used for this need to be placed to the discard pile, and newly purchased goes into the hand. Besides the market action, player can play a technique card and apply its ability printed on the card's bottom half. Also, the technique cards has a bonus action icon and allow to do another action after resolving card effect. One more available action during the turn is the stall action. For the winning, every player needs to make 8 stalls from 1 to 8, and to do so, player needs to place a card from a hand of total value of the current stall. For example, first stall is making by the value of 1, the second by 2, and so on. Besides, players can make stalls with more than 1 card, but all of them must be from the one Animal Fox deck. But the rubbish cards cannot be used for making stalls. The first action player to choose during the turn is an inventory action. Player can discard any number of cards from his hand to the discard pile. At the end of the round, if cards were purchased from the market, all the cards slide to the right and new ones come from the deck on the market. And also player fulfill the hand and draw cards up to 5 into the hand. As I said earlier, to win the game, players need to make 8 stalls, and who can perform this first of others become the main merchant. Besides, there is also a duel mode in the game, in which players can help each other by making stalls, and the team needs to make 10 stalls to win the game. Dueling giant pandas come into the game with the technique throw away all cards in the market, build a new market by drawing cards from the market deck. And also in this deck, the prepared food technique, choose a card from the market and place it into your hand. Or for example, the special offer technique, draw 3 cards from the market deck, place 1 into your hand and throw away the rest. Lucky hustlers can start to give fun with the Bold Haggler. This is a passive card, and you may roll the die once in your turn and add the rolled value to this card's value for this turn. Or for example, the Snowman new season technique, search your discard pile and throw away an animal for card from the air, and if you do so, draw 1 card from the market deck and place it into your hand. Or for example, this funny card, Blindfold, choose a card from your hand. If a player you choose guesses the card's value, discard it. Otherwise, you decide its value from 1 to 5 for this turn. It's really cool. Willy Fellow from 7 Northern Raccoons can swap your discard pile and deck shuffle the new deck. Or for example, this technique, other players randomly discard 1 card from their hands. Or this rotten food technique, place a card from your deck from your hand on the top of another's deck. Or technique, take the top card from another player's discard pile and place it into your hand. Hoarding Flying Squirrels, Station Vendor, passive. When you build a stack with this card, you may use junk cards to build the stack. It's really cool when you need to build a stack for 5 or 6 points. It is really a cool card when you use 5 or 6 junk cards and only one this, and you build a stack. Empty chest. When you build a stack with this card, you may use cards from any Animal Folk sets to build this stack. Really great. Or Winter is Coming, passive. When you build a stack with this card, you may immediately build an additional stack in your stall. Really cool, especially when you build this stack with this card at 6 or 7 or even 8 number. Adapting Veiled Chameleon's Flexible Shopkeeper, passive. This card is a copy of any card in the rightmost stack in your stall. Or Good Old Times. You may throw away 1 card from the market deck once in your turn. This card is a copy of the top card of the market's discard pile. Seeing Doubles. This card is a copy of another card in your hand. Show the copied card whenever you show this card. Snappy Scarlet Macaws technique, discard your hand, draw as many cards from your hand from the deck and place them into your hand. Your hand size is increased by 1. It's really yummy cookies, and it's a very helpful card which can increase this card size. Shattered Relic, throw away a card from your hand, draw a card from your deck and place it into your hand. Or for example, this kind of drum Flash Show technique, all cards you use get +1 to their value for this turn. Really cool card. Duel of Merchants is a really very interesting game, and it has some unique mechanics. For example, the gameplay is not for points but for some kind of set collection, building stalls and collecting up to 8 point stacks to win the game. It's really great that there is no necessity to discard cards from their hand in the end of the turn, and the players just draw up to 5 cards. In such a way, even not playing a strong card, it stays in the hand and it can be used in future rounds, and that's a great idea. And also, I want to admit that new bind cards put into the hand at once, and all this brings dynamic and special struggle on the marketplace. There are 6 types of Animal Folk decks in the game Duel of Merchants, and each of them brings the game unique abilities and interaction. And all that gives replayability, because just replacing one deck by another, it can give absolutely new game on sensations, and also each Animal Folk effects on certain part of the game. Interact with the player decks, with the other player decks, with the cards on the market and stalls, and it all brings interaction between the players. And referring to all of these abilities, the game can be balanced for a comfort play for all players at the table. And of course, how can I not to notice the artwork? It's really gorgeous for me, and I was shocked when I found out that the designer and the artist of the game is one and the same person. Bravo, Sami! Summing it up, with Duel of Merchants we get bright and quick deck building with focus on buying new cards from the market and great opportunities with the 6 decks of Animal Fox. That's all for now. If you liked this video, thumb up and sign to the channel. Today with you was Beaver and Board Games. See you next time.